We were actually muted.
Oh, were we muted the whole time?
No, not the whole time, just on this. Maybe. Shoot. I don't know. I hope not. We are definitely not the professional streamers that we want to be yet. We are getting there. We are going to be trying our best. You know, there's a big difference from streaming video games and sitting at a desk and watching, playing the game and chatting versus trying to do a live commentary on a live sporting event. And so
looking at the lineup, John, let's start with Team Verreycken, since they are doing their practice game right now. Different lineup from 2 days ago.
Yeah, on Tuesday night, their captain, Timo Verreycken, he sat out the match. Not exactly sure why they chose to do that, but I think they have a new member on their team, Drew Vermeer, And so I think they wanted to get him a little bit of game experience because this team will be going to the European Championships in November. And so they want to have him, their new alternate, to have some game experience before they get there. So I think they chose that match Tuesday night to just kind of get that experience in. They're playing 4 matches this week. So Tuesday night, tonight, I believe they play tomorrow, and then Sunday. So they're practicing. They packed a lot of matches in this week because they wanted to have the same kind of feel of what they would see during the European Championships, where you have to play at least a match every day, sometimes 2.
Yep. I think their new guy, Verreycken, he really played pretty good last game. I was surprised about the skill level he had. He blended with the team real well. So I think that could be a real reinforcement for Team Verreycken.
Yeah, I think they've put a lot of work in with him, training with him a lot. I think that helps him a lot. He's one of those guys in the club that we've seen get better the more he plays. Unfortunately, he played only doubles last year, so he wasn't playing as much. But I think when he got invited to join this team, and they really put him through their boot camp to get him up to speed, I think it's really paid dividends for them. You can really see it in his technique. He was very calm, very sure of his shots. So he's definitely a big asset for this team. But elsewhere on the lineup, you have Jeroen Sprout. You see him crouching down in the house there. He's their 4th. An excellent player. He has been he was the player of the year last year in Belgium. Very, very tough opponent. Does not miss very often. If you give him an inch, he's going to take a yard, and you just got to really be careful with not giving him the shots. Elsewhere on the lineup, see, I think comes sweeping down. You have Don Ijskouts. He is it translates to ice cold in English. Yep. He has been the doubles champion, the Belgian doubles champion, along with Jeroen Sprout, or the doubles cup champion. 3 years in a row, along with Jeroen. So another very strong player. Even though he does not like playing doubles, he's successful, so he sticks with it.
Yeah.
And then lastly, coming up the ice now is Bram van Looy. Had our shot of the match on Tuesday nights. Really strong player, strong third. Really gets things taken care of, does what he needs to do.
Well known for his low slidings. He's one of the players at the club who kind of puts his chin on the ice while he makes his slides.
Yes.
Very aesthetical.
Yes, has to do the peekaboo move over the stone to see anything.
Yep. I was talking to Bram. He noticed our shot of the day, and he mentioned, well, actually, that was his second best shot of that game. If he would have picked his best shot, there was a different shot where he had to do a takeout that rolled just slightly behind the guard, but it was on the other side of the ice, so we didn't really get the chance to get it on our cameras that good. But it was good that he noticed that he was already the kind of first shot of the game.
I made sure to tag him. Brum, when we broadcast the Belgian Challenge series to see which team goes to there, we had the best image we had was an image of Brom sliding to use as the teaser poster. So we definitely had to use that. He enjoyed seeing himself on the poster.
Yeah, we can appreciate it.
But hey, he plays well. He deserves it. It's not just we didn't just use it because it's a good picture. We use it because he's a very good player. So we also have 2 other matches going on tonight from the B division. So we might make we'll do some updates tonight. You can just see it a little bit on the upper left corner of the screen, our center sheet B. We have Daddy's Cool going up against the Founders. So Daddy's Cool is a club based out of here in Zemst. And the Founders are a team based out of Ghent. Ghent is a smaller club. They play on ice hockey or ice skating ice, so they often just play their matches here. Well, we host all of the matches here in Zemst. It's the only purpose-built curling sheet in Belgium. And actually, it's the only purpose-built curling sheet within about 500 kilometers. So it's why we have teams from the Netherlands, Luxembourg, France, Germany come and train. We've had teams from Spain come up and train here.
I remember last year we were kind of testing out with our stream setup, testing out our cameras. There was a Spanish national doubles team who spent the entire weekend coming over to Belgium just for training purposes, just to kind of have practice time on curling ice in a curling venue. So kind of unique to see that happening.
Yep. All right. It looks like they're throwing their last few stones, so they'll be throwing their LSDs. Oh yeah.
I don't know if we have a visual on how the Belgian Curling League A division looks like right now.
No.
Well, we can do the voiceover.
Yeah, that one we didn't get in there. It was one of those things we passed up. But yeah, so
yeah, it was very stressful to just get ready to be able to stream this game. I think 1.5 hours ago, at some point, I didn't really believe we could stream this game. But well, we managed.
But we're here. We're managing. So the standings as they are now, we've only had one night of matches. There's 8 teams in the A division, so we have 2 divisions in the Belgian league, A and B. And so A is the top guys. B is we have a relegation promotion system. So the bottom 2 teams from A at the end of the fall series will get demoted down to B, and then the top 2 teams from the B league will get promoted to A. And if the winner of the fall series will play the winner of the spring series, and for determine who is the Belgian champion for the league. If it's the same team, well, then they don't have to play anybody. They just be the champions. So right now we have at the top of A, we have Team Verreycken with the Grey Ducks, tied with the Grey Ducks and the Brewers Ducks. Team Verreycken is ahead on points scored, followed by Grey Ducks and then Brewers Ducks. Canadians and Staying Good sit 4th and 5th, but they have not played yet. And then we have in 6th, N-Negatine, 7th, Desperate Housekeepers, and last, but certainly not least, the Takeout Tigers.
Certainly not, yeah.
You know, Pim and I have a bit of a bias. We are members of the Takeout Tigers. I normally throw 4th. Pim is our 2nd/3rd, depending on our lineup. And yeah. But we also play together in our doubles league as Kurdia, and we will be streaming those.
Yeah, that's kind of premiere. Maybe we can announce that Kurdia also has a doubles team. So we as broadcasters also competes as a doubles team. We expect to have kind of customized Kurdia jackets, and our intention is to also stream these games and try out with miking ourselves and see if that could work.
Yeah, on matches that we're playing, we'll probably stream it like self, so we'll use the split screen like this. Hopefully we'll get somebody to be able to update the score. Maybe we can do it ourselves from our phones while we're playing. But we'll be mic'd up, so you'll be able to hear us talk and think things out and how we're going to play, and you'll hear me swear and bang my room a lot. But, you know. Alright, so it looks like they've got the LSD coming in. So the purpose of the LSD, for those of you who don't know, is to try to get it to the closest to the center of the house as possible. And each team throws 2 stones, one from the left side of the ice, one from the right side of the ice. And whoever has the closest, whoever's the least amount of distance is the winner. Or gets to choose whether they have hammer, which means goes second. And that's always the advantage because you get to throw the last stone. So it looks like the way they're shaking hands, I think that Team Verreycken has won the hammer. Now we just need to find out which color they have chosen to go with.
I hope they pick the same color we already applied on our scoreboard, otherwise we have to switch that around.
And change it, yeah.
Not that hard of a...
No.
Maybe also good to note is, so we're streaming on YouTube, but we're also monitoring chat on YouTube. So viewers or people who are watching our stream can chat. We will notice what you're saying, and you will get mentioned if we see your comments, your feedback, your mentions.
Oh yeah, we absolutely encourage discussion. That's the one thing we want to bring different to this. That we're streaming is different from a television broadcast. Is there is interaction. So feel free to ask any questions, make any comments, support your team, pick a side, you know, give them hell, give them cheers, you know, and just have fun with it. And we'll absolutely be here listening to you, talking with you, answering any questions that we can. All right, as we get ready to set up, they still haven't shown who's got what, so we'll figure it out. we need a button on the scoreboard where we can just swap the teams quickly.
Yeah. We have...
Oh, we also don't have a hammer.
No.
All right.
Oh well. We have such a big bucket list of things to do. I think if we want to achieve everything that's in our heads right now, it will be amazing in just a couple of months. But well, every step at a time. Rome wasn't built in one day.
That's right. All right, let me see. Hey, we got it right.
Nice. See, that's our first prediction. We got right.
We got the colors right, and actually we got the hammer wrong because housekeepers have the hammer.
Well, that's good for the housekeepers. That's kind of a good motivation to start their game.
Yeah, try to get out strong. Rivera starts it off. It looks like they're calling for just a center guard, standard opening move. And places it nicely right in front of the house. Doesn't get much better than that. Housekeepers are coming back with just a corner guard. We have Kevin Moulemans? Is that how I say his name? Moulemans.
Yeah.
As the lead for housekeepers.
Also,
just a little bit light on that stone. A little bit shorter than he wants, but not too bad. Not too bad. As a corner guard, you kind of want a little bit higher than too deep like that.
Looking at that first center guard, the Belgian league is also applying the brand new WCF rule with the no tap.
The no tick rule. So in the first 5 stones, if a stone is touching that center line, you're not allowed to move it off that center line. So one of the rules is you have a free guard zone. So in the first 5 stones, you can't take any of the guards, anything outside of the house that's in play, you cannot knock it out of play. If you do, your stone gets taken out, and the other team's stone gets put back. Well, with the tick rule, it's sort of the same thing, except you can't move it off that center line. And if you move it off the center line, that stone goes, well, the other team has a choice of moving it back and taking your stone out of play, which is what 99% of the teams will do, unless you happen to move it into the house into a good spot. They'll usually just say, get your stone out of there. So, Verreykken's yellow stone, second stone was a little bit deep. Here, Moulemans coming back with try to get it out wide behind their guard into the house. So it's a little bit deep. They can actually use that to freeze against it if they like. But I think it looks like Timo is looking to draw it around and just put something right in the middle behind their guard. Dan Acecout with his first stone of the night. Doing a counterclockwise draw. He's kind of sweeping to keep it a little bit clean. I think they're feel like it's comfortable getting it around the line. It's
very nice behind the guards. Now see how deep it will end. Land just in front of the T line. That's
very good stone. A little bit out though, so I think they can see about half of it.
Yeah.
They're looks like though he's calling for a freeze up against it.
Why would you freeze if it's before the T line?
Maybe so they can use it later, build up something that sticks out a little bit that they can use to knock later.
Yeah.
Because Verreycken won't take the risk of trying to move that red one out of the way and risk moving their yellow. So this is sort of like to build up. This is housekeepers trying to build up something here. Looks like it's a little bit outside. Yeah. Weight looks pretty good. Just outside.
Won't fall just enough.
Oh, it's actually kind of heavy.
Yeah. So
not enough behind the yellow to give really the yellow backing, but I think Timo is just going to call he's going to call for a draw in front of the yellow, but deep. His second notion was like the backup play. If it's too strong, they've got that backing behind it, so they can always bump against that red.
somebody's kind of choking on their jokes here. I hope they survive.
But hey, I'm happy with the software because that's not being picked up by our microphones. Looks like you got a really nice stone coming in here, just a little bit heavy. It's gonna tap back, but
If it's just a slight tap, it's okay. It's gonna slide.
only problem is now it leaves it set up for a possible double.
So this was a stone housekeepers wanted to play, right?
Yes.
And if the idea behind it was now they have more opportunity to tap it away.
Yeah, more of the stone peeks out from behind that guard, so that they can use it to knock under the other one. So right now, what you're going to see here is he's going to try to do a double takeout.
Not sure if a double will work, but at least one.
At least get one of them out there. Yeah. And I think that top yellow, if they hit it right, that top yellow will still square out a little bit to the left, so it will still be open even if it doesn't hit. But looks a bit wide.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely way too wide. It will just fly through.
Yeah, at that kind of speed, the stones don't really move, so you don't have as... When you're throwing a takeout, you're putting that kind of weight behind it, you have very little margin for error because it just won't turn. It won't curl. And so if you're 5 centimeters off at the hack, at release, you're 50 centimeters off at the other end. It's 50 meters long, or 43 meters long, I think, to eat something. I should know the exact specifications.
You definitely should. You're not prepared.
No, we're gonna start putting cheat sheets up on the wall you guys can't see, so I can look at stuff and like, oh yeah, the curling lines are this far apart. All right, so now what Verreycken is doing is they're just putting another guard up here.
Yep.
They really will have that third stone pressed up right against those other two, and really kind of make it difficult to actually do much with it.
Yeah, they don't have hammer, then they have 3 stones in play. The only thing they have to do is just lock it.
Yep.
And put some pressure on Housekeeper to make a move.
Yeah. Housekeepers are discussing what to do, and it looks like they want to try to open up. That's really what they need to do. I think this is where you need to get rid of that top guard. Maybe you can run it back and split things up in the house, but you really, they need to get rid of something. They need to clean it up, get it open, so they can start getting at those back stones. Because as long as those stones are punched up at the house and there's a guard up top, if they don't do anything about it, Verreycken can just keep throwing more and more stones on the house. So they really need to get this one. Really just straight on the nose of that top yellow. Should run it back into the second yellow, and both of those should split off. Open things up.
Will be interesting to see. Because those are the kind of cannonball shots that could go all kinds of directions.
Sweepers are on it early. They want to hold this one straight, make sure it gets down there. Looks like he's got it right on the nose.
Yep. That's pretty nice stone. Never opens up. Oh my god.
Great stone.
Is this?
That was a great stone. They didn't get rid of everything, but man, that just opened it right up.
Yep.
Verreycken went from sitting 3 to now just sitting 1. Everything's wide open.
Yeah, housekeepers, they have hammers, so if they open up the house, that gives them the opportunity to still at least score a point here. And they turned the tides. They were looking at a bad situation, but now it's all blue ocean again. You're taking notes?
Yeah.
You want to remember the shots?
We want to be able to start making marks so I can go back and find these good shots. So I just need to look at the swing time. So yeah, about...
Taking notes the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Eventually we'll get our things where I'm just pressing a button, it makes a note, and then everything gets automatically edited down.
Yep. Yeah, it could be nice at some point to have these replays on the press of a button.
Yeah.
Everything's feasible, everything's doable, but everything takes time. Time is really what we're struggling with to master all of this stuff.
Yeah,
we can come a long way. Now we can do a pretty kind of fast setup of our gear.
Yes.
Today we did an extreme fast setup. We had some cables already in place, but still.
Yeah. Well, being able to get things up and going, put together, is huge. Very big.
And the more complex you make your build, the more time you need to set it up.
Looks like they're trying to outdraw. They want to try to get it up onto the yellow, but it's going to be a little bit too far outside.
Yeah, Sebastian not happy with the stone. They don't really achieve a lot with the stone.
No,
they just replace their corner guards.
I don't think that's what they were trying to do. I think they were trying to run the red back onto the yellow to take it out. Or get around that red and hit the yellow, but no. So now it provides a little bit of cover for that yellow.
Yeah, Verreycken still having two shot stones at this point.
Yep.
So that means, well, Housekeepers, they have hammer, they have all of the opportunity to score a point, but still, I mean, it puts some pressure on that last stone, and even if the scoring window becomes close, I think Verreycken is now thinking of putting a guard before that yellow stone, just to avoid Housekeepers using that stone as a backing and do a takeout and score points. If they can guard it well, then they kind of force Housekeepers to do a draw in a narrow circle.
Where I saw Timo putting his broom, he looks like he wants to stop this somewhere on the center line, slightly on the left side, and somewhere up around the top part of the white. It'll cover up a lot of that back yellow stone, and it'll make it harder to draw into the button.
Right, here it comes.
Sweepers are early. They're not happy with the weight. But a lot of times, if the ice is fast, the sweepers can do a lot. So you want to throw it. You have a preference to throw it slower and get it there. But now I think he was just
looks very good.
I think he's a lot lighter than he wanted. He definitely wanted that in the house, but that does provide some cover for that yellow one. So now the takeout's not possible.
Yep. Well, it guards their second stone. They're pretty much aligned. So that would leave Housekeepers to take out the guard or draw. How many stones? This is the 7th stone, right?
It's the 7th stone, yeah.
So they can still take out the guards.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're playing for that. I think they play to draw behind the guards.
Playing a draw, yeah.
Well, it's an option since the Yellowstone is behind the line. So if they can guard, kind of curl behind the guard, they can still use the guard.
With its foot.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, unfortunate. I know that feeling. I did that on Tuesday night myself.
Yeah.
Not
very.
Just trying to swing around it so he can sweep it, try to hold it straighter, and accidentally catches it with his toe. Unfortunate mistake there.
So it's an example of fair play in curling. Even if the other team would have missed that, definitely every team will be as fair. Just called the spirit of curl. Take your own stone out of play, even when it's a very important situation for yourself.
That was pretty obvious. I think everybody saw that. But it's even that you have times where your broom just barely touches it, doesn't change the momentum of the stone at all. But you know, you raise your hand up, you lift the broom, and you just kick the stone over to the side and say, "Hey, I stuffed up." It's unfortunate, but it happens.
So Team Verreycken is going to close that pot and try to to take the draw option away for Housekeepers? Or are they going to draw in there themselves?
I think they're going to try to draw in there themselves. I think if it's short, it can block that hole. They still have the option, Housekeeper still has the option of coming around the other side. I just think that it's a little bit more difficult. But this way, that if Verreycken gets it through,
it's going through. It looks pretty nice.
Yeah, they don't have to get it too deep. It just has to be fully inside the white.
Slightly better than that redstone to be a third point. I don't think it's better than the redstone.
I don't think so. It's hard to tell from this angle. It's really hard to know how much of that yellow got across, but it does not look like it's third. But it forces Housekeeper's hand. Housekeepers can only score one.
They have to draw in the red circle.
Yeah. Well, they have a couple of options. They have the draw on the red circle. They can try to get it right behind and touch on that yellow, which is what the safest option is. They can always try to promote one of their redstones down, but you run the risk of throwing it too hard. So they're just going to throw the draw in here. You have Recht Bertels. The fourth. Oh, it wants to fall.
A bit hard.
They need it to fall. It needs to get on that red and stop.
It looks pretty nice. Needs to fall. Just enough.
Just gonna stay.
Wow.
Excellent stone.
Nice.
Right in there, just short.
What a lifesaver.
Takes one. Yep.
And this is why hammer is such an important tactical advantage.
It is, but that's not necessarily a bad end from Team Verreycken because they forced the hammer to only score one.
Yep.
And they had the opportunity to score. I mean, if that was just 5 centimeters further, then it's 2 for no, it's 1. It would have been a steal of 1 from Verreycken, and if it went further than that, if it happened to be too hard and rolled all the way out the back, well, then you're looking at 3. So there was a lot of pressure in that shot. It seemed pretty easy. As far as technical, it was, but you've got to really make sure you're right where you need it to be. And
credits for Verreycken. It was a very narrow window, and he nailed it.
Yep. All right. So as the winner of the first end, they now start off the second. Team Verreycken will have the hammer. Kevin coming out is throwing the first stone, just going to be a standard center guard. Sweepers are on it just to make sure it gets down deep enough. They were not really looking sure of it. Looks like it's going to come up nicely right on the center line, right between the 2 and 3 position. Pretty good opening stone. Team Verreycken going off a little bit out of the book. Instead of putting up a corner guard, they're just going to go straight into the house. They want to put one right behind that guard. Really put some pressure on Housekeepers to do something. Timo indicating with his hand that it's a bit wide, and the sweepers are indicating that it's a bit heavy. That is going to go well wide of the guard and probably slide out the back with a little help from Housekeeper skip Sebastian. Excuse me. It took me a second to remember his name.
We have cheat sheets somewhere. Luckily, we gotta know all the players in Belgium by heart.
Yeah, we know most of them in the league, so at least their names. Looks like they were trying to come back and do the same thing that Verreycken intended. A little bit heavy, a little bit wide. Going to get just across the tee line, just a little bit back in the center, but it is exposed. It does leave it, Team Verreycken, something to shoot for. Use it as a backing, potentially just bump it out. But I think it looks like they're just going to try to go in for the button.
Need some sweeping.
Sweeper's getting it on it. Want to try to bring this one in.
Yeah, they have to avoid falling too much.
I think they want this to slide more because otherwise it would be short. And it looks like it's going to slide right up on top of that. Maybe not curl as much as they wanted it. They wanted it to be more on the button, but it does.
It uses the backing, so I think it's a good stone.
It does have backing, so yeah, it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
Not terrible. It's a really nice stone.
Yeah.
I would be happy.
If
that was my stone, I would be pretty happy.
I would on the scoring 1 to 4 scoring or 0 to 4 scoring. I would give that a 4. I'm sure at like say the Olympic level, those guys would be looking at it and go, "That's a 3."
Yeah.
Okay, this one's come down a little bit heavy.
But again, they have backing. It will fall. I think it will just slight taps.
Alright.
Kind of looks like a double opening like this.
Yeah, this is very much like doubles. Try to get everything on the middle of the spot and see what you can do. So, I think Timo is looking like he was waiting for a possible takeout. I think they'd be willing to sacrifice their own stone just to kind of keep things open. Oh, okay. They're going to try to run the top guard back. They can run it back straight enough that it will just clip that top guard. So Dan's coming out with a missile here.
Not the easiest choice to.
No, Rob trying to hold it straight, scooping his heart out a little bit wide, but I think that was plan A. Just get rid of that top guard, force
they have hammers,
to do something. Yeah.
If they lose guards, that's also a good outcome.
Yeah.
That they can have a bonus. That's even nicer.
Housekeepers indicate they're going to come back and just put a freeze up against their own stone. Just kind of draw it there, give it some more protection. So it's another way of guarding your stone. Is if you put 2 stones touching each other, it's very hard to move that top one. So teams will often not waste the time or the stone trying to do it. It's got the line, but the sweeper's got to work on it. They're working it, trying to get it down. Maybe it's going to overcurl just a little bit. Does leave a bit of a double situation open there, though. There's just enough of a gap between the reds and then also between the red and the yellow that anything hit on the right side of that top red is going to split the 2 reds out and potentially leave a yellow sitting there as a guard. Super's running early. I think it's a little bit inside. I think that's going to curl a little bit too much at the left side of the stone, which is probably going to leave the red one jammed. It will get rid of that second one, but the top red one stays, and that means that yellow one is not protected anymore. Now, they do run the risk if they run the red straight back onto the yellow, it will run straight back onto the red, and then suddenly that red is open. So it's not just as easy as, hey, let's smash everything out of the way. You do actually have to think about the consequences of what a miss are and what you would hope to achieve from your stone. So
there's typical kind of balancing out what's the gain versus what can go wrong.
Exactly. I actually missed what they were calling here because I was thinking that they were going to try to knock that red out of the way, but then it's their own stone, so I think they were trying to freeze it against it, but I think it's just a little bit too wide. Getting a little bit of curl back after. This is a tricky stone. I think Verreycken could still potentially get a double out of this. And still keep their yellow in place. They might even be able to hold the shooter. So it looks like that's what they're looking for. Alright, so Bram van Looy, his second stone. Wait, no, that can't be right. It's gotta be his first stone.
I think it's the first stone, yeah. There were some hard shouts from Bram. We did kind of pick it up from the cameras, but if you're on the ice and Bram's calling that kind of calls, you know he's out there.
Yeah. Excuse me as I make a ton of noise. All right, not an ideal shot. It just didn't quite. They curled a little bit too much. Caught that top red a little bit too much on the top. Moved their yellow out of the way and left the red sitting on the left. So housekeepers try to decide what they want to do. They might feel like they have to press and try to put two freeze. Excuse me. Freeze one next to the one on the button to try to protect it. But sometimes you can get too greedy, especially when you don't have the hammer. And against Team Verreycken, a lot of teams make that mistake of trying to get too much, and then unfortunately opening these up and getting nothing. So they need to be careful here. Looks like they're going to try to freeze it though. Short and a guard would be also okay, I think. Something up around level, maybe with that yellow, but on that center line. They absolutely do not want to do is leave a little bit of a gap or an offset on these two stones, because that would allow them to double it out. Sweepers seem to like the length. Really trying to make it fall. They really want to get it to fall though. Bit of cleaning. They really want to try to get this to get over that center line, cover it up a little bit. I think they just get enough there. I think it's still open. Rom can do something, but I think they're going to just they're discussing a draw and freeze. Get something in close. Notice Rob with his knee extended way to the side, so allows him to get really down low to the ice. Sweepers are looking like it might be a little bit heavy. A little bit heavy, knocks theirs back. No, unfortunately not what they were looking for. Yep. Bastard, the housekeeper just calling for another guard. Really just going to try to fight to protect that single one up there. You really don't want to give them the opportunity, Verreycken the opportunity for a double. A lot of indecision on this shot. Really not sure. Now in the Belgian League, we don't play with a thinking clock like they do at the European Championships and the Olympics. They had toyed with the idea of introducing it for the league this year, but it requires someone to sit and watch every match, and we just don't have the manpower at the moment. So you normally have, for an 8-end match, you would have 30 minutes of thinking time. So all of this timing going on right now is would be counting against it. They're using an awful lot of time this early in the match that might force them to play faster shots later. Just coming in with the draw. Curl across that top line, kind of put a double guard in front of the house. Not really sure if that was the play. It still leaves. I think it maybe just over curl. I think they were trying to put it a bit more on the right side of the center line. Really try to keep it from. Try to block off the route to the button, because there's still a possibility that Team Verreycken can draw in there and tap the button stone out of the way, or even leaving themselves in a position where they could use it to promote it later. So. Hey, some housekeeper supporters in the chat.
Hello.
Come on in.
Fans of the housekeepers. The Desperate Housekeepers.
Sweepers are on it. Trying to hold this one straight, but get it down a little bit of weight. It's going to come up just a little bit light. Unfortunate. Not a bad throw, but just unfortunately a little bit lighter than they wanted. Direct indicating he thinks it's a bit high. Sweepers, yeah, kind of indicating that this well is going to be a bit outside, maybe not quite as deep as they want it. However, leaving it there closes out the path to the house. Now this leaves an interesting potential double here. Verreycken has the potential to score at least 2, potentially 3. If they're able to clear both of these reds out, I don't know. I don't know if that red will get out without sitting on the yellow. But even if they get one out, it holds housekeepers. It holds housekeepers to 1. Well, it gives housekeepers a steal. Timo coming out hard from the hack. Definitely got some pace on this. And he gets them both, knocks the red out, and manages to steal 3. Or just
better know
that's not even a
jump.
3. That's not a steal. That's just an absolute robbery, though. Taking it away from housekeepers. They were sitting in a great spot. What a great shot. So we got another stopped working. Awesome.
That's not the time for pens to start working. We should buy our own pen. Or even better, have digital solutions.
Yes. Who was the first takeout?
Who's the first takeout?
The one that I highlighted. I didn't write down who did it.
Yeah, I forgot about it. It was Team Verreycken, but I really forgot who it was.
I was Brock probably. I'll see it in the video when I'm editing it later. But at least I have the time code going to go look. Alright, so that's three for Team Verreycken. I mean, you can't... I don't think that Housekeepers did anything wrong in that end. You know, just... They had to make choices. Well. They played well. They had to make choices and left it a little bit open. And that was a tough shot to get those out.
Yeah, but Team Verreycken, they don't give you a lot of opportunities to score points or two.
No.
You kind of make one mistake, so they'll just punish you.
Yep.
Or they just have these kind of master shots that even if you play a good end, you end up losing some points.
Yeah. They'll play one that's just slightly better. Or way better, depending. So Tura with left the hot guard really high off to the side. That's not going to help them much out there. But it is in play, so you never know when those types of shots come into, will have an effect on the match. And it's center enough that it will take away that left side lane, so. Alright, Housekeepers coming into it with the first, left it a little bit open. That means that it's in the house, so it is not protected against a takeout. So that is exactly what Tura is going to do, just kind of set this down and take it out. Sliding looked to be a bit to the outside, offline. Yep, it's falling way too much. And unfortunately is going to split open both, take their own out, and the shooter is going to spill out the side. Yeah. Yeah. Deep out into the house, off to the side, kind of splitting things. Let's see what team is going to do. Looks like they're just going to try to hit and roll, take that top guard out, maybe put a stone in front of that red one.
Like they might just try some kind of hit and roll, take it out and roll over to the side.
Yeah, looks like it's falling just a little bit too much. It might not get the roll to the side that they want, but it does get it out. Keeps the center open. Basically, they really don't want Verreycken in their position as the leading stones. Well, they do want the middle covered up. As elite, when you throw the first stone, you always throw a center guard, so I'm kind of not sure why they wanted it so far off to the side, but Housekeepers, I think what they're going to do is just going to try splitting the house, put another stone in there on the other side, and really force Verreycken to chase. Losing those first two stones doesn't doesn't allow Verreycken to set much up, but it looks like this was a little bit too hard. It's going to get swiftly out the back of the house and out of play. Ah, now I see the setup. This is what it was. It's 3D chess going on here. So Timo slid that yellow one over because now it allows him to take out this red one and roll behind. Roll behind it.
That's some A-level thinking there.
I was a little bit curious about that, but yeah, these guys think 2-3 shots ahead.
Yep.
It's like chess. You have to think ahead. You have to think about what's going to happen if we do this. What are they going to do? Just didn't curl enough, so it's going to roll a little bit too far out, but not really an easy double, so I think they're just going to try to take that one out on top. On for a hack weight takeout. So hack weight means that basically if you throw the stone, it should end up at the other hack. The hack is the two little black things that they're pushing off of to start. And so if you're throwing a hack weight, it means like when your stone stops, it should stop right about where the other hack is. So it's a little bit harder than a normal shot, but not quite as hard as a takeout. So it's still going to fall a little bit. But Sweeper's able to hold that one pretty straight and knocks it on through, takes it out. So Timo calling for another hit and roll, but the way he was putting the broom after, it looks like he wants the yellow to roll all the way further outside the house, not really necessarily protect that, not outside the house, the outer edge of the house. Wants this one to slide outside, sit there on the corner, maybe give him a little bit of something to work with. Because now Housekeepers has a choice. What do? Do they try to draw it behind it? Do they try to take out the one in the back? But I don't think taking out the one in the back really helps them that much. Because it's... Even if it stays and slides behind the yellow, a hack weight would still be able to curl around that yellow and get it, so. I think they're going to try to draw this one behind the top yellow. And they think it's a little bit light. Generally, if the sweepers jump on it that quickly after being let go, they think that it's not heavy enough and it's going to curl a lot and not get to where they want to go.
But it's always definitely lighted over curls.
Yep.
What was their plan? Did they get it maybe on that side?
I think they were trying to get it underneath the yellow. I think they were just trying to use that yellow one as a guard. So now Verreycken is just going to set up. They're just going to start splitting the house themselves. Make Housekeepers chase. When you see the skip run out there to sweep, you know it's too late. They're going to sweep this with all their might, try to get this down into the house. Excellent stone. Maybe a little deep. It's sitting behind the T-line, so it's something that they can freeze against and still be shot, give it some backing. So I don't know. Looks like they're calling for a takeout here.
Yeah, hit and roll would be nice. Might roll over to the left.
Outside, but that's going to take a lot of power to get it all the way over there. Could you have to hit this pretty high up on the nose in order for it to go out flat. Honestly, I'm not sure this is the right call. They have the hammer. A freeze up against that yellow would give them a shot. And a stone that would be tough to get out of play. And as of right now, Verreicken's got they've got 2 yellows in the house.
Yeah, but now they can do the kind of pinball.
Yeah, they can just have this out of the way. Yeah, I don't think that takeout was the right play. I don't think it's going to set it up for what they need. It's not going to give them the opportunity to score any points, to be honest, because now they're going to have to find another way to get some of these yellows out of the way. And oh, this is their last stone. This is Verreicken's 8th stone. Housekeepers have 1 more.
I think one of the things to do is have an update on the scoreboard where we keep track of the number of stones, because sometimes we get confused, like, this is their last stone and it's 7th or 8th.
Yeah, we can't quite see where they keep the stones down on this end, so we can't count them, and at the far end it's people standing in the way, it's hard to see everything. Yeah, Verreycken here, all they're going to do is...
Looks wide though. They want to roll inside.
Guess not. It's going to slide out. I don't know why they were sweeping that. Not sure why Brum swept it, so it's really close to the edge. We can't quite tell if that is in play or not. Definitely have to look at that after, but that could be an important one. So now, Housekeepers, a draw for 1. Wide open house, just need to get it, anything touching the white, and it's 1 for them. No, I stand corrected. This is 7th stone, not 8th.
Little light.
It's going to be light, and it's going to curl out, and is that going to get deeper than the red? It is going to get deeper than that first red.
Give some more
Or the yellow?
Yellow thing. Have the yellow one behind the guard, and the red one stays open.
Yeah, and they're just going to knock it out of the way.
Yep.
I understand what they were trying to do there, where they're trying to draw one behind the yellow and red, leave it over there, get it some protection. But yeah, I really think the mistake came on the 6th stone, not playing a freeze against that yellow sitting on the side. Verreycken here is just going to they're going to take that red one out, have their yellows sit over there next to the other yellow, and it's basically going to leave an open house for Housekeepers to draw for 1, but they're really only going to get that 1.
They knock their own stone out of play. Is that one yellow sitting on the far edge of the house? Is it still in play?
It is.
I think it is, right?
It is hard to say. They've looked at it. It's very close. Wouldn't surprise me if it was.
I think it's in play.
So they're going to try to take this out. They need the red to stop in the white.
Yep.
They need it to sit. And they're on it a little bit inside.
It's overcurling.
Enough.
They're sweeping because it's overcurling, and also Breck noticed it.
Yeah. It's not going to sit enough. I don't think that's going to hold enough.
Nope.
Nope.
Verreycken tries to sweep it because it could be a 2-pointer instead of a 1-pointer if it sweeps it out. And I think they're looking at whether the stone is in or not. I guess it is in. They're trying to figure it out. It's because of the stone they have a curl or curve.
Yeah.
So it's not touching the roof, if you stand right on top of it.
But you have to stand right over the edge, and it's like which eye is dominant, and of course, you know, if you're going to benefit from it.
I know which eye is dominant.
Yeah.
The eye of the tiger.
Oh, somebody kill me. Oh, can you tell who the new dad is? New dad jokes.
Hey, I'm entitled to make dad jokes, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the new dad jokes.
Yeah. They're brand new.
They're not. You haven't quite perfected them yet, but you know this qualifies as a dad joke.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, we don't know if it was 1 or 2 until they put a score up.
Yeah, man.
We know
we had a proper.
We know it was at least 1.
Game officials. It was at least 1. Let's put 1 for now. My guess is it was 2. We'll know in just a couple of seconds. Or not. But let's first watch this stone.
Looks like they're going to bring this one straight into the house. Just at the top, right on the center line. Now see, the tick rule does not apply when it is on the center line inside the house. They can still move this stone out of the way, but Housekeepers is going to try to build something up here, so they're going to leave it alone for now. They're going to put a corner guard.
Yeah, I'll have a water. So we have John walking over to the coach sitting on the bench, double checking, verifying whether that was a 1 or a 2, because it's unclear. We're sitting, I think, 50 meters away from the scoreboard, and we have to build it. I think it's just 1. 1 confirmed. In the house. And now that leaves the option to either double take out, but I think they're calling for a hit and roll. And try to crawl behind their corner guard. Looks a bit inside, so Sweepers need to jump on top of that stone to avoid the fall. Might be just roll as far as they would have wanted it. And they have some stones in front of the house. That's always nice to have something for the key line. Close opportunities for Housekeepers to get a butt. While we're watching this Adelaide game, on the C sheets there are also tonight 2 other games to play. 2 games in the B division. On the A sheet we have White Mayas versus Belgian national women's team, the Huskies, with 3-3, so that's a great game there. And on the middle sheet, the Ghent team, Founders are playing against the newcomer in the B division. That is cool. And that game, Ghent team is leading 2-1. A lot of teams this year in the Belgian league. Nope, then you broke your record, John. Beating against the clock.
No. There were chats. We were talking to people, writing stuff down, looking for stuff. There's going to be a lot of food left over. And we were said they were going to be gone by 8:30.
I was just telling people in chat in the stream that this year, if you look at the Belgian league, we had quite a growth. You have a lot of teams joining, couples on the B sheet. We have that is performing their first league season. Just in general, we have quite a lot of newcomers.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of people grow on the teams. New people coming in, which is always good to see. Like the Corona really hurt the club, hurt the curling in Belgium. A lot of people kept pull away. Some people didn't go back. But we're now seeing more and more people. We've actually had. It's always early. It's early season, so a lot more people come early season. And so the first few club nights were quite busy. Hard to get a sheet. You know, you got to kind of hustle your way into some games sometimes, but nobody minds. It's all for fun. All right, coming down with the takeout here. Knocked this yellow one out of the house. They're trying to get it a little bit under the red. Not quite getting there. Or the red pulling the opposite. Verreycken, they're just going to take this red one out. Roll theirs over to the opposite side of the house. Give an update on what's going on in the other sheets.
Yep. Yeah, we're just kind of doing some small talk about what's happening in the other sheets. Many B division, 2 B division games. I think the B division is also pretty interesting leagues. We have the Luxembourg team and the Netherlands team competing in that league.
Don't forget about the team from Paris.
And the team from Paris, yeah, of course. So we have 3 international teams. Sorry, guys, Paris. Guys and women, because they have
they're on the mixed team. We also have an under 18 team in the league this year.
Yeah, there's also a big
junior program is starting to produce. They've got 4 young ladies that have been playing for a couple of years now and starting to get better and better. The lead from, or the skip from that team actually was selected to be the alternate for the ladies in the European Championships last year. Just to give her some of that experience. It also helped that her mother was on the team. And it was good for her to get experience. She's come on a long way. You've seen it in the last couple of years. And she's just getting better and better, more confident in herself and her shots. She's only 14 or 15 and playing as a skip for a young team. She's going to come under some pressure, but I think she's going to learn a lot from it. And as long as they don't set their hopes too high, so they don't get dash, it's going to be tough. You're going to be going up against Rotor Jones men most of the time.
Overaged men.
Yeah. Who happen to have good strength. It's just a fact of life. But I'm really rooting for them to do well, and I think as they get closer to turning, being a senior age, they'll be able to challenge. 18, they'll be able to challenge for that to represent Belgium in the women's European Championships.
Yeah, because maybe in some years they could become the women's challenger team, kind of challenging the Huskies.
Yep.
Which would be good for the sport if we have also a women's challenge. We broadcast at the men's club here. It was interesting to have teams compete for the national jerseys.
Yep. This will do a slide just by. I think it's just going to overcurl.
Yeah, the girls.
A little bit of a touch, but not really doing much. So now it leaves. housekeepers have a decision to make. Are they going to try to draw one behind the yellow, or are they going to try to guard that red?
Looks like they are also making that kind of decision.
Sebastian's really been tapping it out. He really wants to get out behind that yellow. And even if it doesn't get out behind the yellow, they're just kind of blocking off the button as well. Blocking off the center of the house. I think he likes the idea of trying to guard a stone so high in the house. If they're right behind him and still put it super close, then possibly make a double. So. For GB, looks like they've reached the halfway mark of the match. Of course, nobody can pick the score up. So they're taking a 5-minute break.
They're also kind of switching position. I think they're bringing their ultimates, or I might have missed that.
That I did not see. I know he went out to talk, but
pretty usual
going out. Conversation with their coach. I don't think this one is going to fall nearly as much as they want, and it's a little bit deep. So now it's going to leave them just on the tee line, wide open. So that gives Verreycken options too. Looks like they're asking for a hit and roll underneath the red. It's really not a. Yeah, I really don't think they want to put that stone there.
I'm wondering if we have some people watching. We have a couple of watchers.
I'm sure we do. I hope they're enjoying the action.
Yeah.
We're not talking their ears off too much. You know, it's only about like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:30 in the afternoon over in North America. So anybody watching over there is probably watching at work. So there's just going to be it's on in the background, nice little podcast.
I think it's quite a nice game to have on the background.
It's not a fast-paced action where you've got to watch all the time. You just listen to the announcers, and somebody gets excited about something, and just kind of pop over and look at it. For those of you lurkers who do watch it like that, we will eventually get a replay system in, so when we do have a good shot, we'll be able to like show the instant.
Yep. Alright, for now, you have to watch your screen to make sure you don't miss out on all of these super great shots.
They got to take out, but it just was a nose hit. It did not fall. Now it gives the opportunity for housekeepers to do the same. They're going to try to. It looked like they were asking for a hit and roll to the outside. Rick coming in with his left-handed slide, coming in wide. Past that top guard is. Ooh, that fell a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, they did get a hit. Peeks out a little bit on the other side. But
they're lined up.
Those two reds, they're offsetting. That is set up for a nice double. Exactly what TiVo is asking for. And setting up through. Yeah, that was the only danger, and I think that Sebastian had kind of pointed that out too about falling to the underneath the red and the potential for leaving that double if it didn't line up dead straight. But even dead straight wouldn't have been, or no. I'll get the words out. It would have been a possible double because they are so close. You could be a little bit off the nose.
Yeah, assuming that the housekeepers could score 1 or 2 points, they would be competitive halfway in the game. That is a pretty nice result.
Coming right on line, is he got it? Oh, just missed it. So that leaves the housekeepers sitting right on the button there. So 100% just going to draw in on that. Oh, and this is the hammer stone, so they have the opportunity to score 2 here.
Yep.
Really make this a close match.
I'm kind of hoping for a 2-pointer that would bring the score 4-3 halfway.
Yeah, definitely give some momentum to Housekeepers, lift their spirits going up into the intermission. If they take one. Not every team, not every match uses the intermission. But I think on the B sheets, A and B sheets, they got a couple of smokers on the team, so they need to go get their cigarette fix. Oh no!
This is unfortunate.
Oh.
Those are costly points. Those are that's a 3-point you might.
Wow. Yeah, that is definitely.
And you had backing, so you had some kind of error margin to go a little bit too hard.
Yeah, and he just got too wide. Just got it out too wide. Because that to me, that guard shouldn't have ever been an issue. It should have just gone straight in. So going through 4, Team Verreycken with 4, Housekeepers with 2. Definitely a missed opportunity from there for Housekeepers. You got to take every point you possibly can get from Verreycken. So leaving that up and out there, that can potentially haunt them. Hey, no smokers on the broadcast sheet tonight, so no one's taking a break.
We don't see kind of big breaks anyway in the division.
No, usually in our league matches they don't. But when you play 10-in matches, it makes sense to stop halfway through, take a little regroup. For an 8-in match, maybe not as well. It's not as important. But over on the A sheet with the Blue Huskies against the
Wipe my ass.
Wipe my ass.
You want to say the name, right?
Wipe my ace.
Wipe my ace. Yeah,
but it sounds like ass. It's a Dutch word.
If you pronounce it also kind of in the local dialect, people say ass again.
Yeah. So it's
there's nice fun.
So this is starting off the 5th end over there with the Huskies leading 4-3. And in sheet B, our match between the Daddy School and Founders is tied up at 2 apiece. A tight match going on there.
And that's a pretty nice season opener for Daddy School. They're kind of new to the league. They haven't played a full year of curling, and they kind of not beating, but we're playing competitive against the Ghent team. Ghent team has quite a track record of playing these games.
Quite experienced players on the Ghent team, yep. Yeah, so Housekeeper started off with the high center guard. Does not look like it is sitting on the line, so the tick rule does not apply. Even if it was on the line, it stayed on the line, so it does not matter. I do not think that was the intention, though. I think Tino wanted to bring that around into the house. A little bit short.
A cornet guard.
Cornet guard. Halfway through the match, we deserve a beer. We're not playing. We're just watching. We're enjoying this event. A little bit deep. In the back of the house, but it's sitting there biting. Timo opting to leave that one alone. It's like he just wants to draw it back, try to get something just inside the, just on the tee line, just in front of the tee line.
Beautiful stone.
Excellent stone. Excellent stone. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly what they wanted.
That was downstone, right? Dan. That was a Dan Ice Scout stone?
No, that was a Tour.
Tour, okay.
That was Tour's second stone. Tour Verreycken. Good
I
stone.
remember, yeah. Dan mentioned when he was walking down the aisle tonight, he mentioned our shot of the day concept. Thanks for beer.
Thank you, Peter.
He was mentioning the shot of the day concept, and he said, well, if you're playing elite, chances of you throwing a shot of the day is pretty low because you always end up playing cards or draws. Like draw that beautiful, still something that would be tipped for me to be beautiful stone. But
We'll at least put it on the clock.
an honorable mention.
We'll definitely bring some highlights up. The idea is like we have, you can only have one shot of the match. You could have several great shots. So we might be putting out some highlight reels as well, not just a single shot. We're trying to put up a highlight of all sorts of different shots, maybe shots of the month, highlights of the month. All right, Dan coming in with a takeout, probably a hit and roll underneath. I got distracted by the beer. Just a little bit much, but it is going to take one out. Sebastian's standing in the way, so I can't see everything down. Did tick the red a little bit further into the house. I think housekeepers may try to use that to knock the wheel back a little bit.
Not an easy situation for housekeepers, they don't have hammer. And the shot stone of yellow is already protected by two center guards.
One of which is theirs. Yeah, that's going to be... It's not an easy choice to make sometimes. I actually think they're just trying to draw around it. It's hard to say. It looks a little bit inside. They're super hard. Make sure this gets around. Oh, it falls hard right at the end. Making sure it gets over the guard. It's going to actually curl.
Well, it needs options now. They can use the redstone to take out the yellow one.
Actually, yeah, that is not a bad situation for them. These,
the yellow one was extremely protected, well not extremely, but it was very well protected, and now they can easily use their stone to kind of a double advantage. One, tap out the yellow one, and two, stay with their own redstone.
So now you're seeing Timo have a room set for a takeout. Don is going to try to let this one out of the way, so that way housekeepers cannot use it. Like it might be a little bit outside, but I think at that speed it is going to drop in just right at the end. Just a little tap. Yellow, but actually draws that, knocks that red at the back out of the house as well. So gets rid of that little pesky one. Sometimes those ones sitting at the back in the, barely in the house, you don't think much of them. And next thing you know, hey, it's in play. Get that one out of there as you can, but you don't waste your own one stone at it. But you get something like this, that works out. A little unfortunate that the shooter popped out so much. Leaves it open now that housekeepers can do a hit and roll. I think that's what they're going to try to do.
Has to fall.
It's not like it's going to be a little bit outside. It will take that yellow, but then it's going to slide out of the house and then out of play. Think about what he's going to do here. I'm not quite sure what he wants to. He's calling for a pretty hard takeout here. They're just trying to run this back. This yellow went back onto the red. Just kind of clean up the house.
We'll just clear away the guards.
Gets a little bit outside, but that's okay. Leaves it open. It's going to force housekeepers to do something to protect it.
Yep. And basically, if their plan is to take away the guards, they have to be kind of try to put it back.
Yep. Yeah, I think so. But see, actually, no. If you look at it, the housekeepers isn't even shot. Verreycken has that yellow in the back side of the house.
I keep forgetting about the yellow.
Didn't even notice it. So yeah. And so yeah, okay, that makes sense. So now
well, you can use it to hit a roll, but then you're permanently behind a T line, which is also not that great.
Yeah. But still, a hit and roll, get it over underneath, keep it underneath those reds, so you can't draw against it. It's going to be hard, and it closes down the center. You have to be able to get it in. So it looks like there's something to try to do. I think there's touching the red would be ideal. It'll be well protected. It'll close down the house for where the Verreycken can draw into. So that's also a strategy. A little bit outside. I think it's just going to catch the... It's going to know, so it's not going to slide over like they like. And then now it leaves Verreycken, something that they could potentially use. But I think that Verreicken's just going to try to clear out anything in the middle of the house. Potentially calculating a double.
It's possible.
It's possible. I don't think that's what their goal is, but I think he's looking at it that that is a possibility there. He was calculating it. I don't think they had the right speed for the double though. I think if he hits it more solid, I don't think he gets it out. I don't think the shooter gets it. I think it just over curled a little bit too much. So maybe we'll hold the yellow in the house. Housekeepers are just going to try to draw this one. See, if they were trying to draw that behind, I think they left way too much ice. So maybe they were just trying to put something in the top of the house. It seems it was definitely quite sure what they wanted because that's certainly was there. It looks nice because it's sitting on the button, but this is just a stone that will get knocked out. Setting up for a takeout, probably a hit and roll over to the left side of the house. It is open, so it does allow housekeepers to try to get underneath the screen. Red card is still there, still usable. Even with a very nice still. ends because all of the housekeepers stand at the other end. So this is the hammer. And they could be playing for the draw here. They may not care so much if it sticks. Yeah, go for the blanket. That's what I mean. Go for a blanket here. Keep themselves the hammer and the six. That's exactly what they do. Blanket. 1 point. They really do want to set it up so they have a hammer in the last step. Blanket, so they keep the hammer. 6 then. Housekeepers. Kids are rating the leftovers. Hopefully there'll be something left for us after the game.
Yeah. I can
see what's there.
very light. They just want to get it over the line. Will they get it over the line? Barely. Very hard mark. Let's see, what are you having? What is John having? Okay. Oh, you can for 50-50. Right, so Verreycken took care of that open stone, and now Housekeepers continue to hit and roll. We've seen a lot of hit and rolls in this game so far. Haven't really took notes, but
yeah, we've been trying a lot. There's just been a lot of setups for it. Slightly covered stones and right. It's just really to get putting things in play. Strategy here of bringing things to the outside, so rolling underneath the guard to the outside. Start making Housekeepers make a decision. Are we going to go after it, or are we going to leave it alone? That's
Yeah, that's mine. And I recognize the cries. Our daughter's heading home. Going to bed.
Actually, not sure that her crying actually came. This software is pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot of the background noise.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch the stream. I'm gonna see how the audio quality was. I think it's nice. Also, with the new setup, it helps to hear John and also filter out the noise in the background. Like, don't really have the echo or the delay. We have the previous versions.
Yeah, this is definitely. It's getting better. We're still working on it. We're still getting some microphones. It's into it. You gotta start something. Right? Hopefully, curling has been good. You guys have enjoyed the commentary. Putting up later a condensed version of the match without our talking about it. You can just watch things. So get rid of all. You'll see every shot. All of that in-between stuff, the thinking, whatever, cut that out. Should cut the match down to about 20 minutes. It'll be a nice, easily digestible match to watch, like on the train, bus, if you like. Not sound happy.
She sounds hungry. What a segue. Right, so how do I combine it? Can I take a couple of these? It's all mine. Right, so we've got the confirmation that
I'm muted. I was commenting on that shot and I was muted. Just setting up a guard. Things have gotten. We've missed a few stones here because, well, Rama's now throwing 6 stone the mid-stone. And there's nothing in the house, so I think Verreycken will be perfectly happy taking link ends all the way to the end. I think it's going to put more pressure on Housekeepers to do something in the next end. They won't have the hammer, so it's going to be a bit tougher to score. Just making sure it gets out of the way. I think Verreycken could also be very happy with just taking 1 point in this end. But they'll free up to play, but they'll probably have the hammer in the last end. So it puts them in a really strong position. how to play at least off to the side where it's not really useful for anything. So, excellent stone by Braun. Perfectly called. Perfectly thrown. Exactly what they wanted. Something. There's not a whole lot. That yellow up top is a really good guard. It's easy to go around, put the stone way off to the side, run the risk of it being curling too far and going outside the house, because that's the shallowest part of the house is over on the edge, so you don't have as much room to stop. The sweeper's indicating it's a bit heavy. Past the T-line. Dad's trying to sweep this one out the back. Do it? Yes, out of play. Greg is going to put one of the drone stones out on the edge of the house. Force housekeepers to do something. If Verreycken gets one out there and then the housekeepers go after it and miss it, well then it's an open draw for a second point. These little side stones, it's definitely going to cost something because it makes them thinking. Because if housekeepers choose not to go through, and they choose to just draw, it's still going to be an open house. There's just nothing, no protection, nothing anywhere. So it's really going to force housekeepers to go after the stone, I think. Perfectly played right behind the guard. Housekeepers are forced to really just kind of freeze up against it and hope they get it a little bit inside so that Verreycken can't do anything with it. Really force Verreycken just to take one. Correct indicating it's a bit outside. Or bit inside, excuse me. Bit off the line, bit inside. It's a bit light. I don't think it's going to get out to the stone, but they're really going to try to make sure it gets inside the house. It's got to get to the house. No, it's way too short. Just have an easy draw for two.
Ik heb zo gewoon voor de veiligheid 25 terug doen en dan blijven ze maar tegen. Nee, dan blijft het normaal.
Slightest bit touching the blue. Easily done, subbed right in there.
Some girls don't like these type of stuff. Basically, everybody expects you to just
being offline and accidentally knocking theirs in. It's you see it, you think it's so easy, but those are the ones that tend to be more. They can be tricky.
Definitely.
All right, so through 6 ends, Team Verreycken is up leading 6-2. Starting off with the 7th end, it is 3-3 between Founders and Daddy's. Founders go different lead stone, coming up just short.
And over at the red sheets, we had Huskies against Verreycken. Halfway the game.
Broadcast sheet. Team Verreycken is being very aggressive. Showing straight into the house. Housekeepers not chasing, but leaving a corner guard well high, so that's not going to be as useful. They're going to have it's not what they wanted. They really need to find their focus. Those last couple of heads, it's just something. In this end, anyway, 1 point would be helpful. Obviously, 3 or 4 would be better, but
1 point is helpful. They don't have to have much of their their hammer.
yeah, they need 3. They need 3 in the set. And yeah, Verreykken's trying to bait him into start taking things out, but no, being smart, going up, taking something out on the side of the house behind that guard. At this stage, Verreycken is not really too much about scoring. So he's trying to limit the number of points that great stuff.
It's hard to does English have a sound in the language?
Yeah, but it sounds like
I don't hear you anymore. I don't know if I hear this. Now you're back.
now I'm back. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so you're not listening.
Not for too long.
No, it's just
Okay. So yeah, we have double boom sound, which is closest, but it's not exact, so it's yeah. Yeah. So Verreycken is coming in and tapping theirs back a little bit. Put off target. It's an open. Actually, that'll give something for the Housekeepers to hit and roll again. They absolutely should use this to hit and roll because those yellows are stacked over each other, so they can't really use those things. I've said that a few times tonight. Still might be looking at a hit and roll, but then a hit to the outside. Now they're looking at possibly doing a double takeout. push them though. I think that hit and roll off the back stone.
If they want to score points, they need some.
It's offline. I think that's going to fall a little too much. There, but it does leave that up for a double. But yeah, it just doesn't. Yep. Housekeeper just not got that focus going on right now. I think they're missing some questionable calls. At this point, I think Verreykken's going to take out that red. They're looking to see if they can just get around the top guard and take the house. Yep.
Yeah, they just don't want any kind of red in the house, and if they have to sacrifice guards, that's also fine. They don't need guards at all. Here it comes.
Gets around the gun. Is that going to have enough?
Very nice.
Perfect stuff. That is an excellent stuff. Slides out the back, but it doesn't matter. First objective is just get the red out of the way.
Yep. They don't want any kind of red in the house.
Housekeepers are going to try to take double these two yellows out of there.
Yeah, they can do breakouts. There's some space.
Drift out too much on the side. Yellow's going to sit there and they're going to lose some shots in their stuff. It's a bit tough.
Now, is Verreycken looking to draw behind the cards or to just remove the cards?
They're just going to remove it.
Yeah.
Not give Housekeepers anything to work with.
No, they just want to make sure that this end has zero opportunities to get points.
Yep. No need to get fancy.
You don't need to win. You don't need to win an end. You need to win a game. Yeah, this is a easy enough to hit the goal and stay as a guard for the
That was the option.
Yeah, maybe they're just maybe smarter than we are. Just kind of messing around.
Well, at this point, I'm not focusing on the hamburger that's behind me more than the game, the tactics at this point. It's terrible to admit. It's terrible.
Your primary job, you focus on back. Secondary job, you focus on beer.
I have the beer in front of me. It's distracting.
Now, what if we had kids watching our stream who were just promoting drinking beer? How can you explain that to them?
We're not promoting anything. We're just saying I've had a beer. That's it. It's perfectly honestly, I think lives it open. Housekeepers probably wanted that to roll the other way to get under the Yellowstone. Give it some kind of protection, maybe it can stick around in the house. But...
Hey, we have Hannah watching the stream. Whether she's rooting for Housekeepers or Verreycken. Or for us, maybe she's rooting for us.
She's rooting for us.
I think she's rooting for us.
Well, another stone gone. I think the bastard is just going to try to draw this one around it. They're going to draw it into the house, and if they want to have a shot to score, they need to put it. It's not shots. It's not the hammer. This is 7 stones. So yeah, they need to put it on the edge behind that yellow guard. Quite nice, great stone. It's when you see it down from our end, looking down to the house, you can see that it's half open. on the camera, it looks good. It looks like, oh, that's protected, but that's just the camera angle, and this is just a hack weight.
I think it's about time we get a better camera on the camera. Can't even stand the cold apparently. Which is not a good feature if you want to do curling.
Well, I can't stand several days in the cold. That's the difference. What we'll really need is get some like overhead shots. Eventually we'll get a nice overhead cam. We'll be able to see the houses better, like when we have the stuff on the edge. That could be, it won't be perfect, but
we're having conversations with the club to investigate options to raise light bars. We're kind of blocked by just overhead shot.
Trying to sweep this one over. It's going to get enough. Just catches enough.
Oh, man.
Draw to the house. Yep. Oh no, that's not an open draw. That's because it was a blank. Oh, no, it was a 2. That's right, Housekeepers does have.
Yeah.
Jeez, we really do need to get the stone tracker. Honestly, not sure why they're bothered going over to that side. They just need to be in the house.
Maybe it's because they were just one. It's short.
It's short.
It's short.
Oh, but that was 7 stone.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I really need to get stone tracker because I'm losing track here. Okay. So it makes sense why they were doing it. They just didn't execute what they needed to. I promise you, chat, I've only had one beer, like not even a full beer yet, so it's just I'm losing focus on the stones. I lose count.
trek ik die steen zo wat terug en zit ik dan verder.
Housekeepers, of course, do one thing and then just take that yellow one out.
Take it out and stay. Second part of that sentence is the important.
Needs to stay. They're sweeping it though. They
Yeah,
like
it might fall too hard. Over curls hard. And with that speed, it might just fly out of the house.
And bang! That's another missed opportunity.
It's a blank end, so they keep the hammer.
Blijft een naam weer gedaan.
Still have the option. Still have the possibility. Actually, do have the hammer. They have the hammer, but they're still down by 4.
Wat is nu een beetje?
Clear.
I think they can concede it. I think, yeah, if they had given up one there, they would have taken it. They probably would have shaken hands. 4 is still a big ask against Team Verreycken. They don't give up big hits easily. So they're just gonna try to stick things in the house. They're just gonna try to stick everything in the house. Force
Housekeepers to take
pay some, or to try to build something up, allow them to build something, choke up the middle. So
it's a bit unfortunate to see Housekeepers opening the Eredivisie so lost because they were better teams that have been patient for over 2 years. A couple of opportunities.
Yep. Yeah, they've got a lot of potential.
Yeah, they're okay.
Luxembourg Cup as well.
Oh, yeah.
They were part of the team that helped Belgium win the Benelux Cup recently. So these guys, they know how to win.
Yeah.
Just coming back in with just another stone in the house. We're getting a little smile and a shrug from Sebastian through the glass. This was not their night. This was going to be a little bit short. If the skip ever comes out to sweep, you know it's short.
Yeah.
These guys do not like to sweep. And actually, that was a lot better than they thought. It potentially gives them an opportunity.
Yeah, that's a big difference. It's slightly above the team.
Yep. Sebastian calling for a draw to the outside. It's protected. I think for that, but then a freeze onto a stone just behind the button doesn't do a bunch of it because all they have to do is put a freeze on top of it and you can't get rid of.
Yeah, it's too far.
Just fall short of the house, not clean enough to the inside. Looks like over on the A sheet, wipe my ass, back in the 6th to the 7th, or they're midway through the 7th.
And also Housekeepers is bringing home 7 bench.
Likely. Why would they on the game? They're down by shot lead and the hammer going into the lead. You had too much.
Water, actually vodka. No, the problem is
Kids are terrible for sleep.
kids try to
I have two. They're finally teenagers. You think I still sleep? Nope. Got one away, but the takeout was just a little bit wide there. Should be able to see the house. I think, Timo's just asking down to clean up this mess in front of the house. Don't leave any guards for housekeepers to build up behind.
take out the garbage.
They want the shooter to get it far out. They don't want it to stop in the middle. They want it out and manage to get it all the way out of play on the other side. Good sweep. Good sweep from Timo there.
So, housekeepers with 5 stones left. 4 points.
Out, but no, it's always there. It's going to go to the outside. It's not going to stick. It's going to get that yellow out of the way, but that wasn't the real issue. They really need to get that late default card. Yep. Controversy here in the clubhouse. We're talking about throwing away the leftover food.
Yeah, nobody's. You don't throw away a leftover food.
More controversy.
More controversy. I'm not going to be how do you call it?
A snitch? Tattletale or a snitch?
Tattletale, yeah.
No, our U18 skip walking around the cafeteria with the beer in her hand.
Well, I don't know.
I didn't say she was drinking it. I just said she was walking around with the beer in her hand. So.
Yeah. You're such.
No, I was just saying what I saw. I'm just gonna say what I see. I don't think I said anything else, did I?
No.
Say anything accusatory? I did say it was controversial.
It was controversial, yeah.
But somebody was pointing and so there was controversy and not my controversy. I was just acknowledging that somebody had acknowledged it.
Usually when you start Alright, so what's happening over at the famous Korean
Trying to draw one in, get into the house. Probably just get knocked away. At this point, Sebastian give himself a little sign of the cross, a little prayer, hoping that they miss, but he knows that's what
one hand in his pocket.
Yeah.
Pretty confident about his performance here.
Want to make sure that he gets out.
And this is the GG, I think.
Yep. Hands are shaken, match is over. Throw up better
there's
see.
still a bug in there.
Yeah. But there you have it. Team Verreycken is victorious 6-2. 7 wins. Takes their record up to 2-0. Keeps them comfortably at the top of the table. Unfortunately for Housekeepers, gives them their second loss, putting them at the bottom of the table.
Should you go to the boots so that you can see your good bases?
Let's stop saying that.
Yeah, sure.
Somewhere in there, because now it's mirrored, so I have to figure out which direction I'm looking. I have to move this way.
You always look at the direction of the camera. Mirror.
Well, but slide in which side do I have to
Alright.
lean? Yeah. Well, obviously I have to lean this way, but not sit on my hamburger. It's right down here.
Yeah. Who says it's a hamburger? It's not because it's brown.
It's something. It's meat shaped,
Definitely something.
the ground meat shaped patty, so it's hamburger. No
At
matter
one
what.
point it was meat, but now it's
Something else.
something else.
All right. Well, you know,
We have a
thanks
winner
lot, chat.
coming here. Maybe we can nudge Bram to get an interview.
You want to do an interview?
Why
I'm
not?
not prepared for an interview.
I don't have any questions.
I don't either. How do you guys feel? Well, we just took it one stone at a time. You know, played
yeah.
what they gave us, and
We don't want to have lame interviews with media trade professionals, right?
we will figure out the interview portion later. I think for our first broadcast, we were just trying to get some of the kinks worked out. Still camera issues. We'll get those fixed. Hopefully, we can get a better microphone for you, so you're not picking up my voice twice. Because I hear myself in my headphones, that means I know you guys are hearing it twice.
You
But-
just talk too loud. You're just way too loud. You have to be more modest.
No. But, you know, thanks everybody for watching. You know, this was our first ever stream. For those of you who have tuned in, you've seen history. This is Kurdia's beginning. Hopefully we're going to grow bigger and better every time we come out and watch us. We have another broadcast tomorrow. It will just be a static stream. It will just be the split screen with no commentary because we happen to be playing in a match tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But it will not be our team on the broadcast.
Oh man.
It's not fair to
It's
put
not
us
fair,
on
yeah.
there all the time.
True,
So we
true.
want to try to get everybody some kind of airtime as much as we can. So we've got a slate of matches tomorrow night. We have
Which game are we streaming tomorrow? Just kind of out of curiosity. Do you know, or do you have to?
I have to
peek
look
again
it
at
up.
your.
I have to look it up.
You don't know it. You have been sitting here for over 3 hours, and you haven't looked up at least what game we're broadcasting tomorrow.
Nope. I don't even have it bookmarked. I actually have to type it in.
Yeah.
And
So.
you do it because I'm not logged in on this computer.
Yeah. Let me check. Which game is scheduled for the stream tomorrow? I have N18 versus Grey Ducks. Is that a possibility?
That would probably be it. That's the one I had on there. So if we look at the calendar,
Correctamundo. It's N18 versus Grey Ducks. Grey Ducks that opened pretty strong this season. They won against Housekeepers 8-1, so they opened strong. Of course, they have two extremely experienced players with Stefan and Tom van Waterschoot. Tom van Waterschoot, former Team Verreycken player.
Yeah.
And then they I think they lost the first game against Brewers Ducks.
They
was kind of the
did a bit of a surprise there.
Yep.
N18 has been one of those teams that have been challenged for the representing Belgium at the European Championships quite a lot. But they've had some turnover in their team. I think there were 2 new members, or technically, I guess 1 new member, but their alternate has now been promoted to starting on the team. So they've definitely had a little bit of turnover. It wasn't quite the same. Bit of a slow start last night. Would have thought it wasn't quite as competitive a match. Not necessarily that they lost was the surprise, but that it wasn't as competitive from the score as it should have been. So we hope to see something better from them on tomorrow night. And
Do you think the Grey Ducks could be the dark horse of this league?
absolutely. They have, you know, like you said, Stefan and Tom are very strong players. They've got 2 newcomers with them, but they both, you know, they were on the sheet next to ours last night, and they played pretty well, or Tuesday night, excuse me, and they played pretty well, and you could see them as a train. They're just getting better and better each time. They're really focusing on getting better instead of just showing up and throwing stones, or actually putting in the work. So it's good to see, and so I think they could be a dark horse in the A division.
Yeah, I think so too. And also, as proof, if you look at the score at the B sheet, that newcomers can come in strong. That is, cool just beat Founders. The game hasn't finished yet, or it is. I'm not sure. We don't have a final result, but it seemed like
it's over. But they didn't put up the final score.
No, I'm assuming that is cool just won.
That is the hard part with this. Whenever the scoreboard is manual and it's on the far end of the ice, nobody wants to update it. Nobody wants to put the score up. Especially when the stones all come down to the near end to finish. Nobody wants to walk back and put up the score. If you win, you want to go celebrate. If you lose, you certainly don't want to put the score up. So, you know, it is what it is. And let's see, the finish. We're getting to... Nope, they're just starting the 8th end. Or very early in the 8th end over on the A sheet. It is 5... Yeah, it's 6-5 for the Huskies.
Wow, that's a pretty kind of tight lead. I would expect the Huskies to extend their lead. They were 6-3 at some point, so that's quite a remarkable comeback for White My Ice.
Yeah, Huskies do have the advantage of having the hammer, but as we
they
see
also feel the pressure because they are still having to compete up to the last end to bring home the victory. Whereas you wanna secure your victory halfway the game. Or
you don't want to come down. And as I can see the stones laying in the house now, White My Ass has a stone sitting on the button with 2 yellows in front of it.
That could be interesting.
But a high guard, so it's not going to be an easy finish for the Huskies.
They can't really follow through to the end because they have too many stones to play. That would take up 10 minutes to wait and see that. But well, by tomorrow, when the stream will announce the results.
Yep.
So tomorrow 8 o'clock.
Tomorrow 8 o'clock, another stream. 8 o'clock Central European time, 7 p.m. UK, 2 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States and Canada, except for the islands, the Maritime Islands. That's 5 hours, so I don't want to do that math. But
they can do the math themselves. I'm not going to do their math. They live up their responsibility to live in the wrong time zone.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you back soon. You know, hit the subscribe button to get and the bell to get notified whenever we have more matches.
We're definitely going to do a lot more matches this season. We're going to do as much matches as possible. Every month there will be a couple of matches scheduled. We'll announce the schedules up front. We'll do some marketing about it so you guys get notified in advance when we're going live. And tomorrow is already our next game live at 8 o'clock, so that's a pretty nice schedule we have here. But for now, I think we might join the broom stacking behind us in the bot. I want to look how those brooms are being stacked.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook,
TikTok.
We're not on TikTok.
Not on TikTok?
No, we're not on TikTok.
Don't follow us on TikTok. You don't want to go over.
But we'll post across every socials. We post highlights from the match or shots of the match. I've got a few here, so I'll definitely be making a compilation. Be putting that kind of stuff up. We want to try to get more of that out there to give you guys that curling fix when there's nothing else live. We'll get some little shorts and things in there. We'll try to get this condensed match up as quickly as possible. And yeah, that's our plans. You know, this is Curdia. We're starting out new, but this is our plan. We want to be able to bring you guys curling media, entertainment. We want to be able to do this live. We want to have broadcasts where we commentate. You guys can ask us questions. We'll have streams where we have fixed cameras and you can watch a match as it goes without us talking in your ear. We'll have condensed matches up. We'll have highlights. We want to put together clip reels. We're going to try to put together some profiles of the teams to get everybody, you know, so you guys can figure out who your favorite Belgian curling team is and you can root them on. You know, we've got big plans for Curdia and we're going to grow, and we hope you guys are here to grow with us. So thanks for watching tonight. I'm John.
I'm Pim.
And we will see you next time. Bye now.
Bye-bye.